Good.
Rolling.
All right.
Oh. This stupid thing.
It's a floppy computer.
Sorry. Ugh. Are we rolling?
We are.
Okay.
It's the bullshit.
It's the Bull Chat.
Yeah.
Welcome aboard.
Yeah.
I'm Scotty B.
I'm Andrew.
And this is the other podcast.
Yeah.
But it's the same podcast.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's there.
Yes, we usually do serial killers where we eat and talk about cereal, but this is a Bull Chat where we just talk about nothing.
Things.
Well, I mean, that last episode, we just talked about nothing.
We talked about bowls.
For
What are
30
you talking
minutes,
about?
For 30 minutes. Well, we were talking, let's see. Never mind. I have something we can talk about.
Okay.
Can we talk about old technology?
Sure.
Because I have been shamed into getting a new iPhone.
Oh, yeah. I forgot. You didn't get your new iPhone.
If you're watching this on YouTube, you can see I still have an 8 with my button down there, and I love it. And I'm one of those people that are very reluctant to getting rid of my buttons.
Uh-huh.
But everyone keeps making fun of me, and I can't take it anymore. So I just went and ordered a 12 mini.
Okay.
I didn't get the 13.
That's this phone exactly.
You have a 12 mini?
Yeah. That's what you're getting.
Oh, can I see? It's the same size. I love it. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
good.
like the mini. It goes back to because I had the big phone for a while. I had what was it? I had a 6 Plus I had the X. And the X was nice.
6.
Yeah, I had a 6 one.
How long ago was that? I mean, I must have had one too, but
So I had that one until 2 years I had that for at least 4 years. That was a sturdy phone.
I think I've had this thing since 2017 because my upgrade was eligible in 2019, which is usually 2 years after you get it, right?
Yeah.
So I must have gotten this 3, 4, a little over 4 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, I loved my 6 Plus Max. It was, or whatever it was, the 6, whatever it was. It was the bigger phone, and it was huge, and it was great. Then I switched to the X, and it had the big touch screen, and that was nice. But then I was like, when it's a full screen like this, and it's a little bit bigger, and it doesn't have a button anymore, I found myself just swiping things. And I just didn't understand why I was swiping so much. So when they came out with this mini one, I was like, oh, it's the perfect size for me. This is like old school phone. Look at that.
Well, I'm happy you showed me that because it makes me feel a lot better now. I thought it was going to be much littler than this, even though I researched the size. No, it's great. It's pretty much the same size as this one, so I like that.
Yeah, it just gets rid of the button and just makes the screen go down.
See, I don't know. I don't like that, but I'm going to get used to it, I guess.
Something tells me you're going to be the only person to buy a phone and then return a phone.
Well, look, I still use a Blackberry in my house. People, rip on me for
your
that.
alarm.
It's great. I mean, I can do other things with it, but it's very slow.
Brick Breaker? Is that the other thing?
Was that the phone that was that? Yes, and that's what it was in color on that one. That was great because the old one it was not in color.
I had the Blackberry Storm 2. That was the one where they made that was like the beginning of the touchscreen phone era where they didn't have it perfected yet. So Blackberry's spin on a touchscreen was like the whole screen clicks, so you still feel like you're on a phone.
They had touchscreen Blackberries?
Yes, it was the Blackberry Storm, which didn't work at all.
Huh.
Then they had the Blackberry Storm 2, which is the one that I got, and that one worked a little bit, but sometimes the sensor in it wouldn't do the right thing, and because the whole screen would literally click like a button, it would just sometimes go click, 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 and so you just would type the same letter 27 times.
Do they still make Blackberries?
They do.
What do they make though? Are they Blackberries or are they some newfangled?
Nope. Still
gadget?
Blackberries, and they are now through Android. So you're basically getting an Android phone that's in a Blackberry.
Do people buy new Blackberries?
My sister was like, I'm just going to switch to a Blackberry. She had it for less than 24 hours and was like, I just can't get used to it. And so she returned it. I was like, this is the dumbest purchase I've ever seen someone make.
I remember the first time I ever saw one. Our friend Darren at Madison Square Garden, he had one. And I was like, you're putting this computer up to your head because at that time, there were no iPhones yet.
Yeah.
There were still the cell phones were still relatively little.
Yes.
They were like the
was it the blue one? It was like a chunky blue Blackberry.
I don't remember. But we still had the Charlie's Angels small little Samsung phones or whatever they were.
Yeah.
And then this Blackberry came out. And it was this giant thing. You put this thing up to. I was like, that is the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
It's so strange.
My dad had one for work. And he was like the only person we knew. And it didn't even have like a directional pad. It had a scroll wheel on the side. So anything you wanted to do, you had to just like scroll
and
to
push?
the side.
Right, you would scroll and push?
Yep.
Huh.
Yep. He had that one.
And there was something before that even. What the hell was that thing called? It was a damn it, it had the pen.
Palm Pilot?
Yes, the Palm Pilot.
Yep.
I never had one of those.
I didn't either.
I went from just pager to two-way pager to alphanumeric pager to BlackBerry.
Wow. That's a big jump.
Yeah, I had phones the whole time, but I mean as far as like the stuff that work provided beepers and then BlackBerries, and then that was it.
They do not make phones like they used to.
They don't make anything like they used to.
The fact that the phones need to be like a new phone comes out and everyone runs to go get it. Like I used to be that way because the phones had more variety too. Like I was obsessed with getting an LG chocolate. Never got the LG chocolate phone, even though I tried to break my phone several times.
Okay, my kids.
Oh, I wanted that one so bad. But nowadays, I'm kind of like, I don't really care. Like I'll probably hold on to this for the next 2-3 years. I mean, I don't really need a new phone.
Yeah, and because the days of the upgrade are long gone. Back in the day, it used to be your phone was due for an upgrade, and it would be like $1, and you would get a new one. Yeah. Now you pay full price for an iPhone.
I know.
Although and now this is the thing. We went to the T-Mobile store, and you may have seen a picture of me and my wife Amy holding new 13s. It was not for me. So Amy was getting her phone upgraded, so we had to pay for it. And they were having some kind of deal where if you bought one, which we did, you got one free. So I got another one, and my daughter Cooper is due for a phone because she's in 5th grade now, and I guess that's just what you do. And I'm on a different carrier. So we couldn't mix and match, so Cooper gets the new 13 when she finally deserves it. She doesn't have it yet. We dangle it over her and be like, you want this, right? Get it together. She has not been able to get it together just yet.
Yeah, like I said, ever since iPhones came out, there's really nothing that I can actually say, like, when a new one comes out, I need to get it. Like, I'm fine with holding on to a phone for at least 2 to 3 years, maybe more. Like, what is it really doing that's different? Who do you know that actually gets a new phone like every year?
Froggy.
Yeah, I mean,
but I don't understand. I don't understand the anger between iPhone people and Android people. Like they get so mad and you sent me a text and it was green, you son of a bitch.
Well,
you know?
if iMessage comes to an Android phone, to be honest, I'm out. I'm switching over to Android because they have cool flip phones. I want a flip phone again. You can't tell me that Samsung flip phone does not look like the coolest thing out right now. I want it so bad. But the problem is when you text people with an Android, it doesn't always go through like it does with an iMessage. Pictures get smaller.
You're right.
Text send in bricks versus as one long one. iMessage really has made it perfect. But we're also, like, I think one of the only countries that is, like, crazy iPhone fanatics. Every other country, they just use WhatsApp for their service, and you have whatever cell phone is out on the market. You're not, like, dedicated to one thing.
Yeah, well, this has been Tech Talk on Serial Killers.
On Bold Chat.
Bold Chat. I don't even know where I am.
I really want the Samsung flip phone. I really wanted the Motorola Razr. That I was considering. But that thing was like almost $2,000.
And did that come and go already? Like that was all the rage for a second. Oh, the flip phone is back. And now where'd it go?
So what I think is going to wind up happening is that they create this technology, right? Not to like retweet David Brody because he's an Android stan. He is right in the sense that the technology comes out, Samsung and all these other people try it, and then when like Apple kind of perfects it, they then launch it, and then we're all like, oh my God, an Apple flip phone.
Do you think that's going to happen?
100% it is.
An Apple flip, is that going to be next? The Apple flip phone?
100%. Because honestly, when you think about it, if you could literally just open your screen and have it twice as big, and it's just a little foldy thing, and it's like perfect, everyone's going to go run and get that in 2 seconds.
No, see, I wouldn't want it twice as big, though. I would want this one to fold in half. I want it to be smaller. Let it be this size screen, but be smaller so I could slip it into my shirt pocket.
Well, that's the thing with flip phones. You really can kind of get small to big, and nobody is going to complain.
Look, at the end of the day, the only reason I really want a new phone is because the camera is so much better, and the pictures on this thing look antiquated compared to the new phones. cameras.
I'm not gonna lie, my sister has the new 13. She was up for an upgrade, or so she says.
Yeah.
And it now shoots in cinematic mode.
I was just gonna say you could make a movie on these things.
It was absurd. I was like, we were using her phone over the weekend to take pictures, and I was on the video part, and it said cinematic, and so I just started filming. I'm like, am I a director? It was so cool.
There's so much old technology that I think I still use that people give me crap for.
Listen, I still have 2 clocks in my house.
Mm-hmm.
I like having an actual clock. I don't like looking at my phone. Like in my room, I have an alarm clock.
Of course, you should, just in case the power goes out too. And you know what other old
Well, if the power.
What?
Wait, what?
Is it a plug-in or is it like a wind-up tick-tock?
No, it's not a wind-up tick-tock.
Oh.
What? A wind-up tick-tock?
Well, that's
Who says that?
That's an alarm clock with a battery in it. It just tick, 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 tick.
Oh, yeah, no. That would probably annoy me.
With the bells?
That would annoy me greatly.
No. Well, you know what old technology I still have in my room?
What?
A radio.
Okay.
I mean, I hate to say it because it's the industry that we're in.
Yeah.
But how many people still have an AM, FM radio in their house?
Yeah.
Pretty much the only place you see radios right now are in cars, and I think that's going away soon too. There was one car maker that an FM radio was an option. Like,
Well,
I can't believe that we're getting to that.
because now they just give you a screen that plugs into your phone, so you can just, everything is there. Who's really going into a car and is like, I don't have a phone to do anything?
Well, parents. Some parents. Older parents.
Okay, so we're just talking about an older generation then.
Right. Here we go with the phone. Oh, it's Nate.
Oh.
Do you think I should answer it?
I mean, yeah, tell him you're on Bull Chat, and then if he
Okay.
hangs up, he hangs up.
Okay. Hi, Nate. We're recording Bull Chat live, and you're on the air.
Oh, hey, I just wanted to tell you, I'm on the West Side Highway, and I thought you'd appreciate this. Guy pulled over to the side, straight up pissing on the road.
Oh, wow.
Not even on the grass. He's urinating on the road.
You know-
I saw the fucking stream, everything.
Now we got to make this one explicit because
No,
Nate said the F
I'll
word.
beep it out. But people are getting more and more brazen lately. I've seen more people just flashing lights on the side of the expressway, standing there, just peeing. I don't understand. Like, no shame whatsoever.
Yeah, it used to be the days of the classy Gatorade bottle.
Yeah.
The extremely yellow urine was on the side of the road. Now they're just peeing on the road.
That's
But isn't
insane.
that better?
Itself.
That's
At least
insane.
it gets flushed away.
Yeah, well. All right, well, I appreciate the check-in.
Hey, no problem. Sorry for cursing on your podcast.
No, it's fine. We'll beep it out. Enjoy the rest of your trip.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, man. Take care. Bye.
Enjoy the rest of your trip. Where is he going? He's going home.
Yeah, but it's far. He goes through the country to get home.
The country?
Yeah, he's way up there.
How far?
I don't know. He's in Westchester, which
Okay,
is
so 45 minutes.
that's way up there for us.
in the country.
Yeah.
Does he pack hiking gear?
He does. He passes
okay.
the cow field. Speaking of cow field, I'm going to circle back to my drive home yesterday. I passed this horse.
When were you talking about your drive home yesterday?
Well, I just said I'm not. Maybe I phrased that incorrectly. But I was driving yesterday, and I passed this
These are
horse
good.
stable or field or
Yeah.
whatever you call it, where horses graze, like whatever. I think it's
A field?
I think it's a camp or something, and they have horses there. So it's this big stable, and outside is where the horses hang out. And yesterday I drove by there. There was a coyote standing there. There was a
What?
freaking coyote, and it wasn't one of those fake ones, because I know a lot of these times these places have like a fake one there, the
Yeah.
cardboard one or
Yeah.
metal or whatever. There was a coyote on the field. It was not a dog. It was a coyote. And I almost crapped myself.
Okay,
I
I don't think I've ever seen a
Me neither.
wild coyote.
No, I haven't either. And I was in my car, so I wasn't scared. It was more of like a double take. You know, when you see wild animals in places that you normally don't see wild animals.
Yeah.
Like, you don't see coyotes really on Long Island. Apparently, there's a lot of them, but
Yeah.
I've never seen one before.
Actually, yes, there are, because when I was doing the house in Greenport,
Yeah.
they sent like an alert out and were like, be on the hunt for wild coyotes. I'm not hunting any coyotes. If one of them walks up to me, I'm going in the house, closing the door, and hoping the coyote doesn't have thumbs to open the door.
Speaking of, Andrew,
Oh, boy.
well, you keep making me think of things. No, it's related. It's related. It's animal thumbs.
Okay.
We were going to go away a couple of months ago. We wound up not, but we had to find it. Oh no, we did, but we found someone else to watch the dog. Anyway, so I went on this app called Rover. It's like a place where people sign up because they like dogs a lot, and they'll
Okay.
take your dog while you're away or gone for the night or whatever it is. And so we went to visit this woman's house, and she had 2 dogs. She had an Aussie, like we do, and some mutt. And every time we would say, where's your toy? Her dog would run up to the back door that was on the porch and open the door. There was a handle. It would push the door handle open and go inside and get the toy and come back outside. It was the weirdest thing. She's like, yep, had to change all the doorknobs in the house because Buster was opening them all.
So did Sawyer learn anything from this dog?
No, Sawyer is a door pusher.
Okay.
He breaks his nose a lot because he'll push the door, but if it's clicked closed, it doesn't open.
Oh.
He thinks that all doors will open if he pushes his nose into them.
Little baby
But
pup.
so you'll hear, and that means he broke his nose because he tried to push the door open and it wasn't open.
Oh.
But yeah, he's funny though. He does funny stuff.
Yeah, Luna just shows you her belly, and then she just smiles. She does this like maniacal smile, and it's so freaking cute. I can't even deal with it. I also send my sister just like weird text messages where I'm like, Luna pick now. I'm like, look at that. Look what an idiot that little puppy is.
She is a mush.
She is, but only to people that like her. Because, like, honestly, when we were on the Off the Grid trip, one of the people by this lake had a dachshund, and I was like, oh, it's a Luna. And Gandhi was like, I'm going to go pet that dog. I'm like, you do not pet dachshunds. You do not creep up on dachshunds that you do not know.
Yeah, they don't
They're
like that.
very, very territorial. Like, Luna is the biggest mush of all time, but literally anytime someone comes over, if Luna doesn't know them, she freaks the F out and is like, who are you?
Yeah, there's a lot of dogs like that. And look how this dope fell asleep last night.
Oh, I can't. What a mush.
Yeah. And you know what? This phone is so old and stupid that there's an exclamation point on the bottom right as I'm trying to look at this picture, and it says low disk space. There is not enough available storage to download a higher quality version of this photo.
This is another thing I have to ask. Low disk space. Are there disks in this phone?
Well, I think maybe that's just what they call it.
Disk space, though?
It should say storage space, right?
Right? Yeah, because I'm not picturing any, like, winding discs going on.
Like, I'll go in every once in a while and just clear stuff out to try to make room for stuff. And it's just, I think this is a 64 gig.
What did you upgrade to?
What is it, 150 something?
Yeah,
120
156.
something? 156, yeah.
Or 128. Yeah, 128.
128, so that'll double this.
Oh, nice.
Which is good, because I feel like I've had enough storage all this time, but now it's starting to be like, dude, I just can't anymore. Please stop taking pictures.
I'm like really over this. I want to quit.
Yeah.
Well, I really, like I said, I always get a little bit bigger in the storage space just in case, but I also have the cloud. I love myself the good cloud.
It scares me, though, because I feel like, yes, you can offload things onto the cloud.
Yeah.
But then you delete them from your phone. You're like, oh, my God, are they up there? Or will I never see that picture again?
I uploaded everything and have never looked back.
Yeah, but have you ever needed to retrieve it?
Yeah, I mean, right now I could just, if you're connected to Wi-Fi,
yeah,
I can go all the way back to when I first got an iPhone. So we're talking...
Yeah, but are you going to the cloud? Are you going to the cloud, or are you going to your storage on the phone?
So when you do the iCloud one,
yeah,
it brings you to your first photos that you uploaded. So it, like this right now is a picture I took February 12th, 2011.
Is that a beach?
Yeah, that's Florida.
Oh.
I got my first iPhone when I went to school in Miami.
Remember that time we went to St. Martin?
That was so fun.
Yeah. I saw those pictures not too long ago, and my kids are like
babies.
Little babies.
I know.
That was what? 5, 6, 7 years ago?
7, yeah.
7 years ago.
Crazy.
6, 7. Holy hell.
Where does the time go?
We should do that trip again.
Yeah, that's fun.
That was a lot of fun. Although Amy can't go back to that hotel because the pool was too deep and she couldn't walk and like carry a drink without her head getting wet.
Yeah, they had that pool bar, but it was almost like you got off the stool and they just expected you to keep swimming.
Well, you got off this. Yeah, you got off the stool and you fell to the bottom because it was so deep. It was the strangest thing. Anyway, that was the place where those airplanes flew very low at that beach. What was that beach called? I forget what it was called.
Flyover Beach?
Yeah, sure. But that's where everyone takes those pictures of the planes like right above their head and it looks fake.
Yeah.
But
I mean, that's kind of crazy that they put an airport right there.
I'm not sure.
Or they put a beach. No.
Well, the beach was probably there first.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you think?
Well, an open beach. It's crazy that they have a public beach right there.
My guess is when they built the airport, they really didn't think that the planes were going to have to fly that low right there.
Yeah.
But then they're like, well, we're making money because people are coming here and buying drinks. So let's just hope they don't die, which people do every once in a while because they do stupid stuff and they try to hold on to that fence there.
Yeah.
And the plane like blows them into the rocks. So, yeah, that happened like not that terribly long ago.
Yeah, it probably did.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, all those TikTok trends, all these kids are doing things. Like, what is this dangerous lick challenge?
I heard something about that this morning, and I just hope that my kids don't hear it.
Okay, can I just say, I think 90% of these quote-unquote, 99% actually of these quote-unquote trends aren't actually happening. Like, let's go back to the Tide Pod challenge. Everybody made it seem like millennials and below who are all eating Tide Pods. But if you actually look at like the CDC data on like poisoning from Tide Pods, do you know what the biggest generation of the people eating them are?
Stupid kids now.
No.
Oh.
It's all older people.
Oh, really?
Unfortunately, who have dementia or like people who are like a little younger than that, but like 55 and up.
So 55-year-olds are eating Tide Pods?
Again, they don't know what they are.
Can they not read, I guess, maybe?
I don't know what it is, but the poisoning data shows it's not my generation. It's like the older people who are probably writing the stories, like the kids these days.
Well, I don't know who makes these things. All have to start somewhere. And it's probably some older person who's like, yeah, I'm going to get these stupid kids. And they make these things up. Like
Well, again, it's the one newsroom that writes one story and then everyone runs with.
Like we got an email alert from the school a couple of weeks ago. It was like, there's a new TikTok challenge where kids are supposed to steal things from school. Do not do this. This is theft. You know, it's like, I don't know what kids are stealing.
Yeah.
But
and what are they actually stealing? Like, yeah,
I don't know, a stapler. I don't know. This came from the school. Ooh.
I mean,
pencils. What can you steal?
Yeah,
a computer. I mean, you can't really walk out with a computer. They have computer. What happened?
I have an idea. I have to ask something.
Are we starting a TikTok trend?
No.
Oh.
I have a question.
What?
Do your kids take a computer class?
I'm a terrible dad, but I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think they have. Do they have computer classes anymore?
I had to take a computer class when I was in elementary school.
Well, we did because it was relatively new to us at the time.
And you learned how to type?
Right.
You played Jumpstart, and you did like an art project, and it was always in the computer lab, and it always like had a certain smell to it because of all the fans running in these computers.
And the burning plastic.
Yeah, Dell. Giant Dell desktops, and we all sat there and learned how to type. And I want to know, do kids do it now?
I don't think so, because I think that everyone just assumes that kids these days have the knowledge of how to use a computer, and most of them do. They're just issued laptops. I mean, not every school district, but I'm assuming most, like in our district, they're all issued Chromebooks, so they all get a laptop when they get to school. I would assume that maybe there are some advanced computer. I know they have coding classes. You know, you can take classes to learn how to write code and advanced stuff like that. But I don't believe that there are just basic courses anymore in school to teach you how to type and use a computer, because I think it's just assumed that everybody knows how to do that when they're born now.
It's crazy because now you got your kids have iPads. I mean, you're 5th grade to get a cell phone. I was basically in high school when I got
different now, but it's different.
I get it.
Things are different.
We've talked about this before.
You know, and more or less, I wish that the kids could just get a flip phone, because I don't need them having TikTok and Instagram on their phones and playing with it all day.
Well, you can get them a basic one, but then I guess you run the risk of getting them heckled.
Of course, because more than anything else, they just need to say, "I'm taking the late bus home today," and that's really all we need to know.
Well, that's the thing. I don't you know what? It'll probably be a trend really soon where, because everybody's going back to early 2000s now, so they haven't gotten to like the golden age of the phones that we had, like that phone boom that we had.
Yeah.
And then they're all going to start going back and being like, probably holding second phones. And the second phone is like a dummy phone where it's like, here's my
a burner
LG chocolate phone. Oh, look, it swipes up and I can text on it. T9's the cool thing now.
Well, I tell you what the good thing is once my little one is finally able to get a COVID vaccine, you know, once they put that chip in her, she'll just be able to tell dad, and it'll just come right to my chip.
Listen,
and she won't need a phone anymore.
If microchips were a thing in these vaccines, I would have loved every minute of it. If you're telling me I get these crazy superpowers, in.
By the way, I'm so kidding.
What?
Just FYI. I mean, I know most of our listeners know us, but I'm really kidding.
No, we're both kidding.
Yeah, chips would be great. Implant me. I don't give a frig.
Well,
I don't care.
Did you see that they were putting like people's ID badges in their thumb for work, where you would just put your thumb down and it would just get you everywhere?
That's great. I'm telling you that, but probably before. Well, I don't know if it's going to be before we die, but everyone's going to have some chip thing in them, and you're just going to close your eyes and you're going to go, call dad, and it's just going to happen. And you could probably open your eyes and see them too.
Yeah,
You'll see.
I don't doubt it. I mean, I think in our day and age, it's like we're kind of in like a weird technological boom when you think about it. Because up until the 80s, no one had a computer.
Right.
Think of like human history, right? Like go back thousands of years. They had none of this technology. Now, all of a sudden, within 30 years, 40 years, we have computers that we can talk to each other with all across the globe, and phones, which are basically computers in our pockets. It all came on.
It came on pretty quick.
It's insanely quick, and now we're talking artificial intelligence with these Siri things and the robots that Amazon sell.
Yeah. Well, see, the thing is, you always think like, what else could they possibly come out with? Because we have everything. At this point, it just seems like they're just making everything we have better and smaller and faster. But what else could there be? You know, I mean, could we be teleported at some point? I don't know. I would never say never. Look, 100 years ago, they never thought there would be, I mean, is it 100 years? I don't know. Airplanes, computers. You know, when people are like, you'll be able to fly from New York to L.A. in 6 hours. Like, shut the hell up.
Yeah, right.
You know, and, you know, so here it is. I don't know what's coming next. I mean, I love the whole automatic driverless car thing. Yeah. But I can't see how that can be completely possible until every single car is like that, because you're always going to have one idiot with a steering wheel swerve into you.
Exactly.
You know, if the cars can all talk to each other and have the same intelligence, then sure, maybe it could work. But
like an Apple car.
Yeah, that's the thing. But the problem is there's still always going to be historic antique cars out there that don't have this technology, and you can't tell them you can't go on the road. You know, so I don't know. Flying cars, I don't see that ever happening. I don't see there being a whole other section of cars above us, because all you need is one accident and it falls from the sky.
Well, yeah. I mean, also, isn't that just a helicopter, realistically? If anything, won't helicopter travel just be cheaper? Like, why do I need a car helicopter? You're telling me I need an aviation license and a driver's license? This is the thing that sci-fi movies aren't talking about. Yeah. Where's my dual license that now I could drive and fly?
Well, I think it's more that it's basically would be a helicopter with wheels, I suppose, because they want them to be able to do both. But I can't see that happening, because things will constantly be falling out of the sky.
Yeah, I mean, as it is with drones, it's like you kind of look up and you're like, is this safe?
Yeah, I mean, I get it. There's airplanes, but there's not as many airplanes as there would be flying cars, you know?
Yeah, I'm not into the flying car trend. Give me like a driver. If I could go right now, do a cross-country road trip where I just sit in my car and and
read a book.
Oh my God, I'd love that. That's amazing.
Yeah, I would love a road trip where I could sleep half the time.
Yes.
And not have to switch off drivers. Like Amy and I and the kids we're thinking about for Christmas week driving down to Florida.
Nice.
I love road trips more than anything else. But the problem is you have to also be with somebody that loves road trips. And I don't believe the rest of my family likes a road trip that long. So I'm thinking maybe we might all drive down together, and I'll put them on a plane and I'll drive home by myself. I mean, that way I can stop at every Waffle House and the Waffle House Museum in Georgia. I'm very excited. Wow.
Georgia's one of those states I really want to get to.
You want some peaches?
Yeah, that's my ish. I get my weed from California.
So drive out there. Go ahead.
Well, I'm singing Peaches by Justin Bieber.
Yes, I know. Hello, I get it.
Well, yeah, I would like to go to Georgia. That's on my list. I want to see Atlanta. I never got to see it.
I've been through there. What did we go there for? Greg and I went to Atlanta for something. Back in the day when Greg T and I used to go do all the wacky zaning bits for the morning show. We were in Atlanta for the World Series. The Braves were playing the Yankees, and the World Series was there. We had no tickets. We drove there. We got into the game somehow. I don't know. It was a whole thing. That's when we used to get sent out to do things.
Yeah, I mean, let me think. I've been to Kentucky and Tennessee, and I think right after Tennessee, you could just go right into. I've never been to North Carolina or South Carolina. Hold on one second.
You've never driven to Florida? Oh, okay. All right, so we may end this here because I don't know how long Andrew is going to be, but I remember road trips as a kid. We would drive to Florida almost every December. My mom hated driving, so most of the time she'd be on Eastern Airlines down to Fort Lauderdale while my dad and brother and I would drive, or sometimes I would fly with her because I would feel bad. But my dad was always about making time, so he had to drive really fast, and him and my brother would switch off even before my brother had a license. I think he was probably 14 or 15 when he started helping my dad drive down to Florida. So I miss that. I like it. I like long drives. Love the time that I drove to Santa Fe by myself out to Elvis's house to deliver a piece of artwork. That was a lot of fun. Frightening at times because the way that Waze takes you sometimes is not always on an interstate highway. So there were a lot of times where I was traveling on back dirt roads where there were gunshots in the signs, and I was like, where the hell am I? And cell service was spotty at best, and you didn't see another car coming in the other direction for probably 20 miles or more, and God forbid you ran out of gas because there was just nothing going on. So, but I'm a fan of random restaurants. Oh, there you are, Andrew. I'm a fan of random restaurants that they don't have here in New York, so that's why I like traveling.
Oh, boy.
What was that?
I had to take a call.
Okay.
The package, remember that I was showing you the tracking number for, the UPS package?
Yeah.
That I paid for a Friday delivery?
Uh-huh.
They delivered it today.
Great. Is anybody there to accept?
Yes.
Oh, that's
Luckily,
good.
Elvis was there to accept.
Okay. Oh, so we're talking about Elvis.
Well, I mean...
Is it another piece of artwork that I have to drive to Santa Fe?
It is not.
Oh, okay.
I mean, which one? You drove the head. Bookhead.
I drove Frida Kahlo out there.
Bookhead.
Is that what you call that? The one that opened, that thing?
Accordion bookhead.
Yes, that's what I drove there. It was in a crate. I wasn't even sure what was in there until I got there. It was like a top secret mission.
Ooh.
Yeah, but that was fun. I loved doing that.
Yeah.
And then we spent a fun couple of days there.
Yeah, I mean, the RV trip that I just did, I actually think I enjoyed driving, which is weird to say because I was never that person, but I, on a road trip, like being the one in control.
Yeah.
I do not enjoy someone else driving me. I get anxious.
Mm-hmm.
I get nervous. For me, I just know how I drive.
Right.
And I like how I drive.
I'm with you.
I go my speed and I get there. I don't want to be sitting next to somebody who I know if I were driving, if they're going like 55 and a 65, I'm almost the one sitting there like, hurry your ass up.
And then you were afraid to fall asleep while they're driving?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't sleep on road trips either because I'm kind of like, the car's not a comfortable place to sleep.
Right. Especially when it's packed full of stuff and you can't really put the seat back. But I know you were in an RV. But when you drive down with your family, it's very hard to put your seat all the way back because there's kids behind you.
Well, listen to this. With an RV, as much as we talk about like, oh, you got a bed there. Okay, well, guess what? Let me tell you something. This road system that we have needs a lot of repairs.
Yeah, it does.
So as you're sleeping, you're kind of like this.
Yep.
You can't sleep.
No.
It's not like a boat where you rock yourself to sleep. It's like, I don't know, riding and jittering the whole time.
Especially if you're not a sound sleeper. If a horn wakes you up, you're in trouble.
Horns, potholes, you feel everything in that RV. Mm-hmm. And it's almost like one of those things where in the front, you don't feel much because that's where the wheels are.
Yeah.
The back is a loose caboose. So if you hit a pothole, you fly up. It's like a school bus.
I tell you what I'd really like to do, and I've said it for a long time. I would like to take a cross-country train trip.
Oh,
I want to go on an Amtrak.
That.
I want to go all the way out to the West Coast, and then I want to go up and down the West Coast on a train. But I know it's super expensive, and it's long as hell. Like something that would take you driving maybe, 40 hours or 30-something hours. It takes like 2 or 3 days on a train, at least.
Let's call Joseph Robinette Biden. He's an Amtrak rider himself. Let's have him sponsor our cross-country train trip.
What's his middle name?
Robinette.
Robinette?
Robinette.
Like a female Robin? Robinette?
Listen.
Like Robinette?
He's what, 78? He was born in a time when Robinette was a gentleman's middle name.
I've never heard that name in my life. That seems like because et is something small. Like if you hear superette, that's a little supermarket.
I'm pretty sure it's probably just old colonial names. He seems to have a very colonial family tree.
Or an ambulette is just not quite an ambulance.
What? Oh, you're trying to make it like the...
No, that's what the et. It's like ETTE. Is that what you're saying? That's what's on the end of his name?
Let me check.
So that's when you see et on the end of a word like that, it means it's a smaller or lesser of whatever the bigger thing is. So that would be like a small robin. Maybe his middle name means little bird.
Well, let's look at CNET. CNET has an article.
Okay.
President Joe Biden's middle name is Robinette, and here's why. It's an unusual name. It's fair to say his middle name isn't a common one. It's his paternal grandmother's maiden name. She was Mary Elizabeth Robinette before marrying Joseph Harry Biden. Okay, so he's named after his grandma.
Have you ever been to a luncheonette? That's like a little lunch place.
Yes, we have.
Yeah.
Yes, I've been there.
Right. So that's what
it's
I'm saying.
far from the most unusual presidential middle name, though. Warren Harding's. He was obviously Warren G. Harding.
What was the G?
Gamaliel.
Gamaliel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Gamaliel.
Sounds like a blast. It's better than my middle name. I wish my middle name was Gamaliel.
What's your middle name?
I don't like my middle name.
Why?
I'm not a fan. That's all. That's all I'm going to say.
What's your middle name?
Don't want to.
I actually probably could find it because I have your social security number and your passport number and your driver's license number.
I'm sure you could. I just, I don't love it, so it is what it is.
Mine's Vincent.
That's nice.
Yeah.
It's like
and my confirmation name is John.
It's like a sauce.
Andrew Vincent?
Yeah. Isn't Vincent's a sauce? That's a restaurant. Anyway, I don't know.
Yeah. I'm Andrew Vincent Puglisi. And if you include my confirmation name, Andrew Vincent John Puglisi.
You get another name when that's your dad, though, isn't it?
Yeah. So when you, in the Catholic faith, when you get your confirmation and you have like your sponsor who does it.
What's a sponsor?
So your sponsor is almost
like. Do
like.
they pay? That's great.
No.
I wish we had a
pay.
sponsor.
No.
Oh.
So your baptism, you get a God. Wait, Jewish faith, do you have godparents?
Not officially.
But like you could. Because I was talking to my friend Joel. He's Jewish, and his sister just had a kid.
Uh-huh.
And he mentioned, like, he has godparents, and he's Jewish, so he's assuming that he will be the godparent to his sister's kids.
I don't think it's not a thing where, like, at your bris or when you're born or whatever, your baby naming or whatever.
Yeah.
They don't assign godparents, or I don't think anybody gets that honor. I am unaware of that.
You don't have godparents.
I do not have godparents.
Gotcha.
No.
Yeah. Well, baptism, your family picks your godparents.
Baptism is when they dunk you in the water?
Yes.
Okay.
Baptism's the dunk.
Right.
And you have your two godparents who are supposed to be the people that like live a life of faith that you like trust to guide them in the right direction. I'm a godparent, so shout out to me. And then confirmation, you at whatever age, you get to pick someone who's your sponsor, and they basically are affirming that this is like you're a good person.
I've heard affirmation. Is that what that is?
I think it's the same thing. I don't know. I'm probably a bad Catholic.
Yeah, I think we're all bad everything's that we are.
Yeah.
I feel like over time, like religion has kind of become less and less important in people's lives, I think.
Well, I think...
You look at the older generations and they're hardcore. Gotta go to church.
Yeah.
Gotta go to temple. And I don't know. After my bar mitzvah, it just kind of waned.
Well, it's interesting that you mention this because I think it brings up a bigger issue, and it's just kind of like... I don't know where, like, realistically, the thought of like every Sunday at 9 a.m. having to make an appointment to go there, and that's apparently the only place where God or whatever can hear me. Can't I just do that at home?
I guess. People are very uncomfortable talking about religion. That's like, isn't that like something you're not supposed to talk about at the dinner table is like politics and religion?
Well, it's interesting because I feel like in my generation, at least, nobody cares that much. Politics is one thing.
Uh-huh.
That I agree with you entirely. I've
Sure.
seen arguments start on that, and I just sit back and say to myself, well, how did I get here?
Yeah.
Religion is just kind of like, oh, do you believe in this or that? And it's kind of like, no, or yes, but this way. And it's kind of like, oh, that's cool. Keep doing you.
Well, I mean, for the record, the most important thing for me in my religious life is just carry on traditions. That's all. I don't, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I just will have the dinners and the holidays and call it a day.
Yeah.
Family is the most important part, and that's you do that.
Oh, wow.
You do you, as they say.
Really nice, Scott.
Oh, okay.
I liked that. That was nice.
I'm glad. Hey, this one's really long.
What is it?
We're like at 38 minutes already.
Well, the longest one was 40.
Was it?
Yeah.
I really don't want to go for a record because I still have a lot of like real work stuff to do.
What time
Not that
is
this
it?
isn't real work stuff.
Oh, it's 11:01 already?
Yeah, it's late.
Whew.
Although only a few people will be actually listening to this when it is 11:01.
No, I can. Oh, whoa, wait, what?
Well, you said it's 11:01. So if someone's listening to this right now on their thingamajigger, they're going to be like, it's not 11:01. But a few people might.
I think I might start uploading the episodes earlier, like do 5 a.m. versus 7 a.m. Eastern time.
You think we'll get a few more listens that way?
I think so, because we are banking on a commute. There really isn't much of a commute. But now if you're like waking up at whatever time, and if at 5 a.m. Eastern time, you're looking at your phone, you're like, whoa, it's up already.
I have to say, I often wonder, because I leave my house at 4:10 every morning, and the road is packed. Where are all these people going? Where? They're not all going to work at 4:30 in the morning. I mean, I get it. The trucks are delivering stuff, but there are lots of cars on the road. I just think that people are still trying to beat the traffic into the city and find a place to park, and then they just go either nap in their car or go to the gym or something like that.
Everything's picking back up. It's crazy.
I hate it.
Even to get back in the tunnel, there's like all these people.
Hate it. Hate it. Hate it.
Where are you coming from?
I don't know.
Stay home.
Let's just move out to the country somewhere. I want to live in a cornfield and just not deal with a commute, and I don't know.
Move into the country, gonna eat a lot of peaches.
Yeah.
I would get a lot of land. Are you kidding me? That's like a dream.
If you sold your house here, you could buy probably a 50-acre farm in like the middle of nowhere.
Well, I was talking to my friend, and her fiance mentioned that her future husband's company is moving to Austin. And she's like, I am not moving to Austin, but it's good that he thinks we are. But you could get a whole house there for like $400,000 with like a pool,
but
3
also,
bedrooms.
Austin is not in the middle of nowhere. That's a big city.
Well, I mean, you could go to the outer limits of Austin, and then you're just in the country of Texas.
Like, I want to live in Paducah, Kentucky. That's just like a field.
Let me tell you something. Where my friend Nick and his wife Griselle live in Kentucky, it's a lot of open fields.
Yeah.
You're in the mountains. They have a great time there. It was... they have a side-by-side that you ride in and you go mudding. It's fun.
It's funny. When I used to live in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, I would...
Thanks for coming to Bolt Chat.
I would drive from my house...
Clink, Scott.
I would drive from my house, my apartment, to work in the big city and would pass miles and miles of cornfield. Miles of it. And that's within the city limits of Cedar Rapids. So, I mean, there are plenty of big cities that also have farms and all that kind of stuff.
Well, that's like when you drive out to Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
When you're in the hills of Pennsylvania, it's flat.
Yeah.
And after a while, you say to yourself, this is one of the worst drives I've ever taken in my life.
Well, Pennsylvania is a tough state. It's big. Pennsylvania is a big state.
She's big. You drive through it. And at the end of it, you're like, what did I actually see? And I'll tell you, not much.
Well, some. I guess it depends on where you're going.
That is true. I've never been to, what's the place that everyone goes?
Hershey?
The Poconos.
Oh, the Poconos.
That's in the Pennsylvania.
That's in the Pennsylvania. It sure is. And it's actually not that far into the Pennsylvania from New Jersey. So it's probably like, I don't know, a 30-minute trip from your house.
What?
Oh, well, maybe you're from your parents' house. But from where you are, maybe it's an hour at best.
Really?
Yeah. All you got to do is just cover the state of New Jersey. It's right across. As soon as you get into Pennsylvania, you're pretty much in the Poconos if you're on 80.
What?
Yeah. The Poconos start like almost at the beginning of Pennsylvania.
Huh.
Once you drive through and go over the Delaware Water Gap Bridge right there, you're in the Poconos, man.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, would you look at that?
Very exciting.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
I always thought the Poconos was like not a destination, but...
Well, I mean, it is a destination for many people. We used to have a house there, I think I mentioned, and we'd go there every weekend. It was really, really beautiful.
Huh.
So,
I want to do winter activities this year. I want to go snowboarding.
Not for me.
I'll report back when I break my leg.
That's the thing. I need to have poles.
Have you ever broken a body part? Sorry, I know I'm padding at this point, but I just have questions, so I ask.
My nose was very close to being broken when I was a young child in second grade. I smashed it into the sink in school because I was racing to clean the erasers.
Oh, yikes.
And I was running back and I slipped on water. Back, now it would have been a massive lawsuit. Yeah. Back then it was like, oh, go to the nurse, you're fine. Yeah. And that's all that was. And I fractured my leg on purpose one time because I didn't want to go to gym class. So I was in my house and I walked across the tiles and I fell on purpose.
Oh, wow.
And I fractured my legs and I was in a cast for a week or two. So that was kind of cool.
Oh, geez,
But
Louise.
I don't think I ever like broke. You know what I mean? Like was laid up because something was broken.
Wait, is there a piece of wood?
Why?
Because we need to knock on wood.
This is wood.
This is?
Yeah, there's wood underneath this.
Oh, okay. Knock on wood that you don't break anything. I've never broken anything either.
Cool.
Whew.
You know what? We're out of time.
Okay.
I mean, I want to tell you about the bicycle accident we saw the other day, but we'll just save that for next week.
Okay.
All right. Remind me.
Tune into an exciting episode where we talk about bicycle accidents.
And you'll learn why you should always wear a helmet.
On the next Bull Chat.
And not play with your phone while you're on a bike.
On the next Bull Chat.
Yes. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Please follow us. Serial Killers PC is where you follow us on all social platforms. And check out serialkillerspc.com for all the latest serial news. And go buy a shirt or something there. Go check out our merch store.
Yeah. And oh my God. Oh, oops. Did I just reveal something? Maybe coming soon.
Oh, what was that, Andrew?
I don't know what that could have been.
All right. Thanks for listening to Bull Chat. We'll see you on Serial Killers on Monday. Until then, say clink, Andrew.
Clink.
Clink. Show it again.
Which one? I mean, there's 2 delicious scents.
Shh.
Oh, did I say that out loud?
Okay, stop.